Hey, if you're new to our channel, this is kind of like an update. We are a family-owned dumpster business in Central Florida, but the work don't stop until the truck stops. I'm not just hauling bins. I'm usually under the hood of the Ram 3500, out in the garden, fixing whatever just broke on the property. I started this channel to show the real side of the blue-collar life. The grit, the grease, the DIY fixes. It keeps the business like ours moving. We're keeping it honest, showing the wins and the mistakes, and heading out to the Gulf when the work is finally done. It's about the pride of doing it yourself and the reward of doing it and getting it right. Stick around and see what we get into next. Well, we're going to start it off with Winnie the Pooh today. But anyway, today should be a good day if everything goes well. We have our boat mechanic coming out today. He's going to fix our I guess you'd call it the bellows. Basically just a boot that goes around the shifting cable. But he's going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm honestly, this boat, I put so much work into this boat. It's crazy. So, only thing really I plan on doing is taking those hubcaps off, packing those bearings, and that's pretty much all I'm going to do. I might end up replacing this piece here. It's kind of gone bad on me. Sometimes it locks, sometimes it doesn't. So we're waiting on him to show up, and he said probably about a 3-hour job. So I'm gonna knock that thing out, and we should be really set, I guess, for the summer. Y'all didn't see our last video. We about sunk because the boat was filling up with the water. There's like I said, a boot. It just dry rotted, fell apart, and the back side of the boat right here, you can see it right there. It was filling up with water. So anyway, y'all need to check that video out. That was crazy. We were having a fishing tournament and between the girls, and next thing I noticed, one of the compartments was starting to lift up. I was stepping down and the compartment was actually floating up from the water, all the water in the boat. It doesn't have an automatic bilge, which I don't know why. It should have an automatic one on there. So when it fills up with water, it automatically starts kicking the water out. But it eventually pumped it all out where I could get on a plane and get us back home. But not a good way to start the boat festivities. So anyway, this weekend we may end up going to the Home and Garden Show. Take y'all with us at the WEC, the World Equestrian Center. Beautiful place. So stay tuned. It's gonna get exciting. Well, guys, here it is. 12:40. No boatman yet. So I don't know why he's not here. Hasn't showed, hadn't called. So I told him to give me a day's heads up because I had to get the the boat prepped and tarp removed. Well, no mail either. But you did get the we got the raft or whatever you call that tube thing pulled out, and it's ready for him to come in here and get to work. But dang it, man, I didn't know. I figured he'd have been here by now. So he's got access. We pulled the boat forward so you have more room on the concrete to work. But dang it, man, come on. I can't spend another day off. Although it has been very slow, so where are you, Mr. Boatman? I got so much junk in my yard. Dumpsters, golf carts, trailers, hey, and a lawnmower. But dang it, man, come on, come on, come on. Well, it is 2 o'clock and the boat dudes are here. Good news is the other two bellows are fine, exhaust bellow and there's another bellow. But I guess there's an oil line up in there starting to dry rot. But when he does that, he's got to replace and tear that whole back side of that engine off. More work, a lot more work. So try to get through another summer without doing that. So no power. Electric company is doing some upgrades to the power lines or whatever for the hurricane season, I guess. So anyway, I know it has nothing to do with hurricanes. It's because we have so many new people moving to our neighborhood. The infrastructure is not made for this many homes, so they have to go in and redo a bunch of stuff. It's supposed to take 4 hours. But anyway, yeah, let's get this boat thing done. Get it running. I know what y'all are thinking. What in the world will happen to the other part of my engine? Well, the inboard mechanic came out, tore the back half off, and found out that this bearing inside there is frozen. That's my life. It's never that easy. So what I have to do is take the boat to his shop so he can pull and press. He's got to pull that bearing out, press it in. But there is a little bit of water in that what do they call it? Anyway, it's a boot. And we're both puzzled by how that water got in there. Maybe when the boat filled up with water and I throttled it down, it drained backwards. I'm not really sure. Either way, that bearing is frozen, so I gotta take it to the shop. I think I'll do it Friday. It's never that simple. Some folks say I need to just go ahead and sell it. Inboard engine are harder to work on, costly, more costly. So maybe what I'll do is I'll get it put back together the way it should be, replace the bearing. I know I'm going to replace everything, and just sell it and get an outboard. My girls love the boat because it's a ski boat. They love going fast, they love going tubing, but just too much going on here. And he was actually surprised I had, because the year of the boat's not that old, he was actually surprised I had this many problems with it. But I replaced the lower unit already. I've replaced the water pump twice. I love the boat. But I would, if I was y'all, I would never go with an inboard again. I've learned my lesson in life. I'm not going with inboard because they're just too complicated to work on. What do y'all think? Leave it in the comments. The inboard does go a lot faster. I mean, this boat scoots now. It will fly. Actually, I haven't found a boat yet that can keep up with me on the water. So, but is it worth all the expense? Good God. Just life. So, I guess I'll tow that up there Friday if I get the time. He's got the tools. He's got to be pulled out, the bearing, and pressed back in. So, oh my God, boats are so expensive. But anyway, well, I'll keep you all posted. Hey guys, so like I said, one thing I wanted to do with this boat is check the bearings. I have not checked the bearings or greased the bearings since I bought the boat. And that's a bad thing, really is, especially going in and out of salt water. So what I am doing today, I'm just going to show you, if you have not done this before, this is something you really should do, because I have seen so many boats on the side of the highway with the tire, the hub, everything missing, because they didn't grease the bearings. Now, like this particular unit, well, not on this side. Let me show you on the other side. I haven't done it. Only thing I've done is kind of like sprayed some degreaser, but that does have bearing buddies, and if your boat doesn't have bearing buddies, they sell them at any auto store. If your boat doesn't have bearing buddies, make sure you put them on. It's such an easy way to pack the bearings and keep your butt off the side of the highway. So I'm just gonna show y'all how we do it. It's pretty quick, pretty simple. I'm gonna jack it up, check for play. If there's any type of play, you need to take the whole thing apart. But yeah, so let's start. Let me start tearing this thing apart. Just remove these hubcaps. Next thing I'm gonna do is jack it up. Alright. What you're hearing is the disc brakes. Now I'm checking for play. There's gotta be a little bit of play, but if there's too much play, then you take the whole thing apart. So next thing I'm gonna do is I'll pop this cap off and pump some grease into it. So what I bought is the marine grease. It's made by Lucas. It doesn't matter as long as you get marine grease. And in there, you will find a Zerk feeding. And there it is. It's actually got some water in it. So, alright. Let's try it again. See all that water coming out? So basically, we're gonna make sure that rubber boot is on there and do a repeat, rinse, and continue. Around there. It just seems like I've put so much money in this boat and I only owned it for a little over a year. So anyway, I gotta wipe my hands off, clean it, and I'm gonna switch cameras. Alright y'all, so I'm just gonna do a cleanup. So like I said, you don't want a messy rim because everybody thinks you got bearing problems, but I'm just gonna take some Dawn. I pre-soaked it with grease lightning, and actually that did a lot. I knocked a lot of the grease off the rims. So I'm just gonna wet a sponge. Put some, I guess you can use any type of degreaser. I'm just using what I had, and then some Dawn soap. Yeah, you might want to get a close up so you can see what we have. So what we did is, of course, we checked the free travel and the bearings. All of them were good. For some reason, the right side of the boat was just a little looser than the left. Don't know why. Repacked them with grease, marine grease, and then just washed it up. And what a difference. Now I have a peace of mind that when I'm going down the road and I see all these other boats on the side of the road replacing their hubs, that's not going to be me. So, hope that helps. Much better. When we bought the boat, it had grease streaks on it. I don't understand why they didn't clean it then, but we were too anxious to play with it and we didn't clean it ourselves. So, but now, being the boat is down, we're taking advantage of the time and we cleaned it and it's right and we have a peace of mind. So, y'all, if you have a boat and it doesn't have grease bearings or grease buddies on it, make sure you go to the auto store and get grease buddies. If it does, at least grease it once a year. It'll save you a lot of time and headache on the side of the highway. Nobody wants to go boating and end up on the side of the highway. So, all right, it is Friday afternoon. It's time to move her up to the shop. So, let's get going. I have a camera because when they put my bed on, they screwed up my camera. Well, y'all, we are headed to the boat shop if we can get through this traffic. Crazy on a Friday, and I don't know why it makes a difference on a Friday versus any other day, but anyway, I'll make somebody hit me right there. And this truck here, he'll never get across. Anyway, it says I have still 23 more minutes, and let's see where he's going. Well, at least he got out of the way. We got 23 more minutes, and we'll drop this thing off. And I don't know how long it's going to take him to fix it, but I just can't wait to get this over and done with. I'm glad actually it happened now rather than in the middle of summer. But let's check out the interstate. Usually the interstate's stopped up this time of month, or day, Friday afternoon. But it looks good so far. Guys, I don't know. I wish that was the shop. Unless I'm in the wrong area. I don't know. Let's check it out. 721. That means straight ahead. Right? Oh, God. Anyway.
kind of sketchy. I guess I follow the road around. I see some boats around back. Well, it's dropped off, folks. I don't know what in the hell that is, but whatever. He really didn't give me a timeline as when he'd have it done, but he lives like right on the edge of the lake here, and the lake is dried up. It's kind of like some camping areas right in this zone, and they're actually opening Las Margaritas on this lake, which still kind of got me puzzled too, because why would you have Las Margaritas? I don't know if you ever heard of that campsite or not, but it's huge and it's a chain, so why would they put one on a dried up lake? Hey, Michael with Dumpsters Dynasty. We haven't heard anything back from the boat guy yet. It's Monday in the afternoon. It's getting late. So I haven't got the final bill yet, but we're expecting probably around $1,000 or whatnot for a final repair. I'm not really sure how much longer he's going to keep the boat. Needed to finish this video for YouTube, so we got some crazy birds around here, but we'll keep you posted. I do know that we're thinking about selling it and maybe trying an outboard engine fishing boat, more of a fishing boat rather than a skiing boat. So, like I said, we'll keep you posted. Subscribe, like. See you next time, guys.